Irene House Montreal.
You know what? If we can't put her on, okay.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide. The average Canadian will spend their last 10 years in sickness. Change your future at makehealthlast.ca.
And that's what we're doing with Qigong and Tai Chi, literally. Siobhan, you have...
Okay, yes, because Anita has a short time, so I'm happy and proud to introduce Dr. Anita Vestal, who is a fellow Tai Chi Cha teacher, and she is primarily an adult educator, having worked with numerous universities as an adjunct faculty, a training specialist, author, and researcher. She has practiced Tai Chi Cha since 2001, taught it in Spanish and English in Costa Rica and the U.S. And so today, Dr. Anita and Jessica Lewis, who's also a Tai Chi Cha teacher, will be talking to us today. So welcome, and please go ahead, because I know you just have a little time.
Okay. Well, I'm delighted to be here, and you guys have done such a fabulous job, and grateful for Angela and Bill coming up with the idea, the inspiration, and making it happen worldwide. We do have a video that we wanted to run. Can you do that for us while I'm speaking? Listening to research can be a little maybe boring for some, so if they could look at some nice Tai Chi going on while I speak, that would be great.
So Anita, just go ahead, and Koa is putting it on now.
There we go. Good. Today I'm going to summarize the scientific literature on Tai Chi Cha, and with a focus on the studies listed on our Tai Chi Cha community.net website. So anything that I'm telling you about today, you can go and download it yourself and have a look at it and read the full study if you'd like to go to that website. What stands out immediately is that Tai Chi Cha has been studied as a gentle, standardized mind-body intervention across a fairly wide range of health concerns. The studies are not all about the same diagnosis, but they do point in the same general direction. Across the literature, Tai Chi Cha has most consistently been associated with better sleep, reduced stress, improved emotional well-being, and in some cases, favorable changes in immune and inflammatory markers. Most of these studies that I'll be talking about today came out of UCLA. They were initiated by Dr. Michael Irwin, and later his colleague, Dr. Helen Levetsky, joined him in some studies on different topics. But prior to those studies, one came out in 1996 by Schaller, and this one reported Tai Chi Cha as an exercise option for older adults. So that's a good place to start. That they found that Tai Chi Cha is accessible, low impact, potentially appropriate for people who may not tolerate more strenuous exercise well. So moving into the research out of UCLA, an early line of work focused on stress physiology and immune function. The 2003 and 2004 studies involving shingles immunity and health functioning in older adults suggested that regular Tai Chi Cha practice could improve aspects of immune response and overall functioning. These are studies run by Dr. Michael Irwin. Then in 2006, Tai Chi Cha was shown to acutely decrease sympathetic nervous system activity in older adults. This is huge. That's our fight or flight response. And if we can reduce that, that's just going to be generally more healthy all the way around. About the same time in 2006, there was a study by Richard Dietert, who I believe is a Tai Chi Cha teacher, but he's also a professor emeritus at University of Wisconsin. And Dietert worked with some teachers, school teachers, and his study was about enhanced general well-being and reduced stress. Moving on to sleep. Sleep is one of the strongest and most repeated themes in the literature. In 2008, Dr. Irwin and colleagues reported improved sleep quality in older adults with moderate sleep complaints after Tai Chi Cha practice. That finding became even more important when later studies showed that sleep improvement could be tied to downstream biological effects. So in other words, Tai Chi Cha is not just associated with people feeling more rested. It also appears to influence markers related to disease risk and inflammation. The insomnia studies are especially notable. In 2014, a randomized controlled trial in older adults with insomnia found that better sleep quality was associated with reductions in biomarkers of disease risk. In 2015, a related study in breast cancer survivors showed that Tai Chi Cha compared favorably with control conditions, which I believe that control condition was cognitive behavioral therapy, and it was linked to changes in inflammation-related biology. These studies are important because they connect a behavioral intervention, Tai Chi Cha, with both subjective outcomes such as sleep and objective outcomes like inflammatory markers. The cancer survivor literature, another major area in the Tai Chi Cha evidence base. Campo and her colleagues reported that Tai Chi Cha was feasible and acceptable in senior female cancer survivors. That's pretty important because that line of research led to what was expanded later to include sleep and symptom outcomes, and suggests that Tai Chi Cha may be especially useful as a supportive care strategy for people living after cancer treatment, so a complementary strategy. Tai Chi Cha has also been studied in relation to depression, particularly in older adults. Now we're moving into a lot of the studies led by Dr. Helen Lavretsky, who's also out of UCLA, and she's going to be a speaker this afternoon in this forum. In 2011, Dr. Lavretsky and colleagues reported that Tai Chi Cha could augment Lexapro in the treatment of geriatric depression. There's continued work in this area, including a randomized controlled trial of Tai Chi Cha or health education for geriatric depression, and later studies examining brain connectivity and inflammatory markers. Taken together, these studies suggest that Tai Chi Cha may be a meaningful complementary approach in late life depression, especially when the goal is not only symptom reduction, but also broader support for health and regulation. And keep in mind that it's difficult to find movement therapies that older, highly depressed individuals would sustain. But Tai Chi just seems to be one that they can sustain. In addition to these wonderful studies out of UCLA, of which there are more than a dozen, and again, you can look these studies up yourself with just an easy look at the tccommunity.net website and go to medical studies, and they'll all just pop up for you to download and read. So in addition to all these studies out of UCLA, there's also studies related to physical function. The 2015 work on physical functional performance in middle-aged women adds to the idea that Tai Chi Cha may support movement, balance, and everyday functioning. Many people who are drawn to Tai Chi Cha are looking for something sustainable. So let me just sum up and pass this over to Jessica. Just to say that a few themes become clear when you look at all this research. One is that Tai Chi Cha is generally feasible and acceptable. The second, it seems to produce the most consistent benefits in sleep, stress reduction, and emotional well-being. Third, there's a meaningful body of evidence suggesting effects on inflammation, immune function, and stress physiology. And fourth, Tai Chi Cha as an intervention appears especially relevant for older adults, cancer survivors, and people coping with insomnia or depression. Now, we've just completed a study. Several Tai Chi Cha teachers and candidates were involved in a study on mindfulness in Tai Chi, and we'll be presenting that next week at the Osher conference in Boston, and Jessica Lewis is going to bring us up to date on that. So thank you very much, and over to Jessica.
Thanks, Anita, and good day, everybody. Happy World Tai Chi Qigong Day. I'm Jessica Lewis, and I'm one of 5 researchers from 2 continents, actually, behind the study we're getting ready to present next week at the Science of Tai Chi and Qigong as Whole Person Health Conference in Boston. And this all started when Anita, whom you've just heard from, pointed out what many of us in the Tai Chi and Qigong world have always noticed about our practices. They feel a lot like mindfulness. You're really present. You're very aware. You're really tuned into your body and your breath. Yet surprisingly, very little has actually ever been studied about whether or how Tai Chi or Qigong practice specifically leads to increased mindfulness over time. So Anita, Greg Berg, Dr. Nathaniel Bell, and I, who are all from the US, and Adam Lacey from the UK, decided to explore that relationship between Tai Chi Cha specifically and increased mindfulness over time, even in the little activities of daily life. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Tai Chi Cha, or TCC, as many of us in the community often refer to it, you've been watching a video for the last few minutes, so you've probably already gotten a real feel for it. Technically, TCC is a modern, brief, manualized, and standardized form of TCQ, but you can also see from the video that all the movements are done very rhythmically and repetitively. So those key elements, combined with the fact that the whole form is only 19 movements in one pose, make TCC super accessible to anybody. I've really actually never met anybody who can't do Tai Chi Cha. And because of all that, TCC is also a great choice for research in general, as Anita just explained so nicely. So here's what we did. We took a tool called the Mindful Attention Awareness Scale, or MAS for short. It's a widely accepted, well-validated self-report that measures something researchers call dispositional mindfulness. So basically, that's how present and aware you tend to be during ordinary moments of everyday life. And then we sent out the survey to TCC practitioners across the Americas, UK, and Europe. Plus, we asked about their practice habits, like how often they practice, how long their sessions are, how many years they've been practicing, whether they're a student or a teacher. Now, here's something worth noting. 418 TCC practitioners from both sides of the Atlantic responded, and that's an unusually broad pool of participants for this kind of study, and it really gave our findings some weight. And what did we find? So the headlines are, practice matters, and so does sticking with it. So mindfulness scores were highest among people who practice 4 to 6 times a week or daily, while those who practice just once or twice a week scored lower. And the difference was statistically significant. So it's not just about doing Tai Chi Cha, it's making it a regular, consistent part of your life that matters, because that's what's definitely associated with higher mindfulness scores. But when we also looked at how long people have been practicing, the picture got even more interesting. The most notable difference in mindfulness scores appeared among practitioners with 10 or more years of experience. Compared to folks who'd been practicing less than 6 months, the long-timers scored noticeably higher on the MAS. So it turns out the association between TCC and mindfulness appears to grow stronger with years of experience. And that suggests that the benefits of doing TCC develop gradually and cumulatively. It's not like flipping on a light switch, although we'll probably need more longitudinal research to confirm all this. And here's another notable finding. How long each individual session lasts turned out to be way less important than we expected. Consistency and longevity seem to matter more than marathon sessions. So I know what you're thinking, land the plane, Jessica. What does all this actually mean? So when you show up regularly over years, sustained Tai Chi Cha practice appears to be associated with a more mindful way of simply being in the world. Yet this is just the first study to look at the specific aspect of TCC practice. So of course we're still in the very natal stages of mapping out this territory. And now we're also hoping to expand these findings into longitudinal studies, qualitative research, even replications of what we did this time, only incorporating cohorts from other Tai Chi and Qigong traditions the next time out. Because it turns out our study was so simple and cost-effective, even complete novice researchers like me could easily build on it. So
Thank
that's
you,
it from both of
Jessica.
us.
Jessica, that was wonderful, you and Anita. I would like to just point out that our community has always stated that what we believe happens in our practice also happens in other practices.
Absolutely.
So
that's why we
all
want to
these
explore all that.
findings, you know, no matter it's like a banquet out there. Whatever appeals to you. So there's many different forms. This is just one. So thank you, Jessica and Anita. And George and I will see you at the Harvard Medical School Conference on Tai Chi and Qigong next week. So now we have Dr. Joe Baumgarden on aging. Thank you again.
Well, Dr. Joel Baumgarden, welcome back again.
Oh, good morning.
It was nice to do that heart thing. That was very fascinating to me. So let's do something that most people, or a lot of the population, is doing. They're getting older. And I noticed that many of my students are seniors, starting in, well, some start in the 60s, but 70s and 80s. It's a big group. And they seem to want to, they're afraid of falling. They're afraid, what happens if I fall and hurt myself? Do I have to go into a home? I don't want to live with my kids. So, and balance is off. And that's another topic for another time. But they've got all these issues, and they're not active. Their joints don't work right. So, what say you?
I think one of the biggest problems as people age is it's not that they get older so they stop moving. I think they stop moving so that's when they start to get older. And shockingly, a lot of these changes that happen to cause people to get older start to happen in your 30s and 40s. I mean, you may not feel it because it's a slow change at first, but then when you get into your 50s and 60s, those problems start to drastically increase or, drastically show up. So I think the earlier people get started with Tai Chi and Qigong, you can help, or some sort of exercise program, you can help prevent those changes or significantly delay them as you get older. And, you know, you mentioned people not wanting to go into a home, not wanting to live with their children. People start to fear losing their independence. And a lot of it is decreased strength, cognitive changes, balance and falls that you mentioned. And all of these areas have been shown to be improved and maintained by the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong.
Well, it's a full body workout. It's easy on the joints. I actually had a student who's 71, a little younger than I am, but he plays pickleball. I mean, competitively. And he did the Qigong, and he said, first day, he said, I can't believe how stiff I was. And I played pickleball. He says, that was a workout. But it's very gentle, and he knows, big improvements. So that's good. But the joints have to maintain. If joints aren't maintained, then, you reach. If you go to reach for something, it can put you in danger in the sense because you can't reach something, you have to lean in order to get that extra distance. Where we can reach out, your shoulders are working, elbows are working, everything else is working. So it's really important. And some people, they were telling me that I'm just worried if I can get off the toilet. And I never thought of something like that, but I could see it for me. So you don't want to get stuck there. So it works in the aging actual process. Now we talk about different things about Qigong, about the whole body thing. And we talk about it's good for the organs. It's good for all the systems of the body, parasympathetic versus the sympathetic. So you're less stressed and you're calmer, you sleep better, you're happier. And all these things are part of the Qigong or Tai Chi. And again, just safety. Qigong is more from the medical system, and it's a little more stationary, a little more static, but it's also dynamic. And Tai Chi is more dynamic, but it's also static. So Tai Chi really came out of Qigong, and for the benefits that they get. So when we're talking about Tai Chi or Qigong, they're really interchangeable.
Correct.
They look different, and I have people that prefer Qigong, I have people that prefer the Tai Chi because I teach both, and I have been for 30 years. So anyway, so what can people expect? Let's say let's take the typical 70-year-old or 75, if you like, and what are they starting to experience now? And what are the benefits it's going to find over a period of time? What's the progression?
Well, as you said, Tai Chi and Qigong are very gentle exercises on the body. They've done numerous studies where the reported injuries are very, very low. You may get an occasional knee sprain or an occasional onset of low back pain from someone maybe overexerting themselves or not, or just having a faulty posture during a movement, which quickly clears up. But there's no significant injuries. You mentioned that you're a student who plays pickleball. It's definitely much easier on the body. And what happens is because you are moving, they're often done in weight-bearing positions. However, as someone gets older or if they do have any health challenges that they're unable to withstand because of balance problems or whatever the case may be, you are able to do it sitting down as well. So it's easily adaptable as people get older, and you still get a lot of the same benefits. Now, from the movements, they're full body movements. So you are shifting your weight from side to side if you're standing or even sitting. You're getting those muscle contractions in your legs to help you get stronger. You're bending your hips and knees as you shift your weight. So there's muscle activity there. You're also increasing the coordination because the movements require coordination of your upper and lower body working together, which is something people lose as they tend to get older. You maintain flexibility because your joints are continuing to move. And you mentioned full body exercise before. It's not just the physical body, it's your cognitive mind as well. Your brain has to work to remember the movements, to kind of pay attention to what you're doing. And they've done numerous studies on functional MRIs of people's brains who practice Tai Chi and Qigong. And to really, really water it down, the areas that are responsible for positive things like happiness, joy, memory, cognition, those areas actually become more dense, meaning the connections in the brain start to increase, start to work more efficiently, where areas that are negative, more dealing with things like fear and anxiety, things that kind of happen as you get older, those areas actually shrink and those connections tend to disappear.
Yeah, well, tell me about posture, because this is really important too. I mean, I've seen people with really bad posture, and they have to make so many different adjustments, I suppose. But the Qigong actually in Tai Chi changed that.
They can. They're very gentle postural corrective exercises. Some of the movements required you to reach overhead or look up and down or gently straighten your spine, and it's nothing that's done aggressively. Where that following that no pain no gain mantra, it's something that's gentle and performed over time, and before you know it, you're standing up straighter, your head's up straighter, you're breathing better because your lungs are able to expand because your chest is upright. There's a number of different postural corrective exercises. You have less pain in your shoulders, less pain in your back, you're able to move a little lighter, you're lighter on your feet. You've had students in the past with significant postural injuries, significant rheumatoid arthritis, and no, they're not perfect, but they're much better than they were before they started.
And osteopenia and osteoporosis. So building bone mass, that's also significant.
Very significant. So your bones actually need pressure and weight on them to help them heal, to help stimulate them to get stronger. And what happens as people get older is they become less active for whatever reason. But the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong, because they are gentler on the body, they've done a number of studies that show that bone mass in people with osteopenia, osteoporosis, or who are at borderline levels, when they get measured through bone scans, their bone density levels actually maintain the same, or actually in some cases go up just through the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong. Now, this is very important because as you get older, as your bones become more brittle, falls become a major issue where bones can break much more easily. And I've heard cases where people have actually broken a hip and then falling because of the bones in their hip become so brittle. Yeah. Even just a simple strong cough or sneeze can fracture ribs, fracture vertebrae in the spine, and cause a number of health problems.
Well, I've had a number of senior ladies, mostly ladies. The men stay quiet, I guess. But in the 70s and 80s, that they had osteoporosis, some osteopenia. And what they found out is that and this wasn't in a month, after about a year, they had higher than normal bone mass.
Yes.
Because at that age, like I think it's 80, they go in for a bone scan every now and again just to see the density. And it works.
Yes, and even people who aren't that old, but women who are postmenopausal, just due to hormone changes, they maybe start to become osteoporotic or develop osteopenia as well. So it helps younger people as well.
Yeah. Now, the same thing with muscles. Seniors seem to have weaker muscles and so on. Is that almost like an exception or a choice, or?
It's not inevitable. It's not inevitable. I mean, yes, just because of nature, you will get weaker if you do nothing at all. But they've done studies that show people in even their 70s, 80s, and 90s can benefit from strengthening exercise programs, which Tai Chi and Qigong are. Just a different alternative for someone who maybe doesn't like to lift weights or go to the gym. The beauty of it is you don't need any special equipment. You can do it on your own at your own home, and all the other benefits we mentioned as well.
Yeah. There's so many. I mean, we could probably go on for another hour just specifically.
Days.
Yeah, but you talk fast.
Oh.
So, no, seriously, it's a whole in one system.
It
Balance
is.
the body, and this is what homeostasis is. And again, it's not, a lot of this is science. But from my standpoint, from experience over 30 years, I've seen it. I've had one fellow, he had prostate cancer. And in his treatment, he was given an injection, and he sent me a letter. And he told me exactly what it was. And they told him when he starts taking this, it's going to reduce his bone loss, or reduce his bones, he's going to lose some bone mass. And what happened was he sent me, it was a very weak program, one injection per week. And at the beginning, he showed what his bone mass was. They printed it out. And at the end, they showed what the bone masses was. They printed it out, and it grew. They told him this drug reduces your bone mass. Now, it didn't jump. It grew by 0.1. But the point is, it didn't go down. So,
Right.
and I've had people, one of my students, Gerda, amazing lady, in her late 70s, she fell a couple of times, not from balance. She tripped, and she'd fall down on the ground and get up, and no pain. Hey, this is cool. Then she'd go wake up stiff the next day, do her Qigong, and of course, she felt fine.
Yeah, I
So,
think the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong, once you start practicing, it gives you more confidence as well because you do feel stronger. You're doing things easier without maybe even realizing it. And then, too, just cognitively, it gives you more self-esteem, more confidence, more awareness where, you want to do more things. So it's helping people stay active much longer and do the things they love to do.
when you can stand straight, your mood changes.
Correct.
All of a sudden, you're calmer and you're happier. But if you're like this all the time, you can't be happy.
And it improves your balance as well.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be getting into that soon.
Okay.
All right, Joe. Listen, thanks again so much.
My pleasure.
You're one of the great ones. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I want to introduce this particular person. It was a great interview I had. We call him Papa Joe. That's his Italian father. He's got a big family, and he was in his late 80s, like 89, suffering from pain. This is such a great story, and why we do these testimonials, because you'll see them throughout here, and it doesn't matter which one you're looking at. They're all beneficial. So let's listen to Joe here. Good afternoon. This is George Picard. We just finished Qigong class, and with us we have Joe, and we have Debbie, his daughter. And Joe's been doing Qigong for about 1.5 years now. And I just wanted to give an idea of how he's feeling, where he was, and where he's come from. So Debbie's been coming to Qigong with him for the last 1.5 years, and so, Joe, where were you before you started?
Well, before I started, when I come here, had a cane. I would come with a cane. And
I remember that day.
And pain in my leg and everything all the time, steady pain. After a while, the pain went away. Now, just every once in a while, I get a little pain. In the morning or something, but it goes away. And I feel good. I feel like normal.
That's good.
So far right now.
Well, how young are you now?
I'm going to be 90 in a couple of months.
That's it?
That's all.
I
Just
understand.
90. I'm a young fella.
I understand they won't let you climb on the roof anymore.
Oh, jeez. They won't let me climb the ladder or nothing. I can't do nothing. And I can do everything.
Yeah.
You know?
So
that's the trouble.
Yeah.
They won't let me do anything.
Okay.
So what was he's your dad, he lives with you and so on. So what was he like before he started the Qigong, from your point of view?
Depressed. He didn't sleep.
Oh, yeah.
He was up all night, walking around, up and down the stairs. He'd have to go downstairs. We'd have to ice him. We'd have to wrap him in heating pads just for him to move. But depression, and he couldn't do anything. And then after starting here, like I said, he walked in with his cane. He walked out. He actually forgot his cane here. George had to say, "Hey, Joe, you forgot your cane."
I had steady pain day and night.
Yeah.
Never stopped.
Yeah.
Never stopped.
And now he's
No.
digging his own garden. He's doing everything a 90-year-old man does and more.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say more.
And more,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. No depression, no, he's
No.
back to his normal self. And he faithfully, every Tuesday we come, we do a little bit at home every day.
Yeah.
So it keeps him, going.
What I found interesting is one of the instructors, one of our top instructors, Ron McShane, is a relative.
Yes,
And he wanted to start the Qigong here at the school for his family, primarily for Joe. And it's finally when Joe decided, after 3 months of begging and pleading and so on to get him here, Joe decided to come, along with some of the other family members. Now he's had 14, 15, 16 people come to the class now, outside the family, but it's still a family thing. And,
Yeah.
but it's because of Ron McShane.
That's
Absolutely.
right,
Your
exactly.
nephew.
Oh,
is why
yeah,
you're
that's
here.
right, exactly. I didn't even know what this was about.
You couldn't even pronounce it.
No, I know. No, I still can't pronounce it.
How do you say Qigong in Italian? Hey, Qigong. So good to see you're doing well. And so you would recommend this to other people?
I would, yes.
Yeah. Debbie,
100%.
how about you? You've been doing it for some time.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely. I used to,
Yeah, that's it.
I had lower back problems, neck problems, and nothing.
And Joe
Absolutely.
problems, now they're all fixed.
And Joe problems, and now they're all fixed.
You
Yeah.
gotta drive you around,
Yeah.
that's all.
Well, thanks so much for taking a minute with us. And it's important. We do these testimonials.
Oops. Okay.
We do these testimonials from time to time, not for me, not for the instructors or for the people who are doing the testimonials, but it's for people like yourself that may be in a similar situation or know somebody who's in a similar situation and say, you know what, maybe this can help. Now, I know it does. And they know it does after doing it.
Oh, I know
But
it
if you
does
know
for sure.
somebody, if you know
I'm telling you.
somebody that could use this, by all means, either have them come to school, contact us. We have DVDs, and we're going to put it online. So,
How do we contact you?
oh yes, good point. You can go to thevillageofhealingandwellness.com, or for shorter typing, go to georgepicard.com. Our phone number, email address, everything is in there. So we hope to hear from you soon, and we can help you make a difference in your life. Thanks very much. Okay, so next little video is somebody I know quite well. She's my sister. And she had been involved in some Qigong years ago. And then we connected and I was teaching Qigong. So she said, well, let's do what you do. So she became a certified instructor. And now she's a high level certified instructor. But she also does physical fitness. She's got a group of Iron Maidens. These people are in the 70s. She's 81. Well, she'll be 81 in a couple of weeks. And purposely going out there, working with all these different people in seniors' homes and so on. And what she did is she put together a little group, I asked her to, and of ladies that she's working with, and give us a little idea of what that's like. So here we go, whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone, welcome to World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. I'm Marilyn Picard and it's a pleasure for me to be hosting this panel of senior women who have been doing Qigong from 10 to 15 years. And we're going to go around and I've invited them to share any experience as a result of doing Qigong. So we're going to start with my friend Betty over here. And Betty, do you want to tell us anything you want about your Qigong story?
I've been doing Qigong for 14 years, and I started it because my neck was tight, tingling down my arm, and I couldn't do my shoulder check when I was driving. So over the years, all that has loosened up, and now I can do my shoulder check, both sides.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I feel much better.
And Trish?
Hi, I'm Trish. I started Qigong in about, it was in 2008 in Atlanta, Georgia. Everything around me was crumbling. My daughter had some severe health issues. My son was starting into addiction. So my mind was crazy. I couldn't sleep. I constantly would ruminate. So that's why I started Qigong, to calm my mind. And I've been doing it ever since because it's been a lifesaver for me.
And Dale, I'd like your daughter to explain what she's witnessed with all the Qigong that you've done over the years.
I'm Alana and I'm new, but I come with my mom. She's over the years, I'm not sure how many years? 2018. And I've witnessed my mom thriving in so many ways. She she's lighter, she's more positive, she's taking complete control of her health. Her intentions are strong, and the specialists that deal with her cancer are shocked at her blood work. They're pretty amazed by her, and so is her family. Yeah, I have a lot of respect and love for Qigong because of it's been probably the reason, one of the main reasons my mom's alive.
Oh, thank you. And Joe?
Hi. I started doing Qigong in 2024, and I had suffered a neck injury about 30 years ago, and tried chiropractors, tried massage, tried physio, and I mentioned to Marilyn at the gym one day, you know, my neck is so tight, it's always tight, taking Tylenol every morning, and it was just getting worse. And she said, well, you need to do at least the first four postures of Qigong. And I said, what's that? Well, not only did I start doing that and loving it, but I ended up starting the 90-day challenge. And at the end of 90 days, I was off of Tylenol, which I've been taking for almost 20 years, and it was getting to a daily basis. And so at the end of the 90 days, I was so excited to be off the Tylenol and out of pain that I wanted to share it with the world. So I became a teacher, and now I'm sharing it with anybody that'll listen. Thank you.
And Carol?
Hi, I'm Carol, and I started probably 14 years. Another lady, a good friend who was already in Qigong, mentioned it to me, and so I started. And what I noticed is the breathing. I was finding I couldn't jog well anymore. I'd have to stop about every 10 seconds because my breathing was so shallow. I needed to gulp air. So the breathing was really important, to be deep breathing, proper breathing, so I could do other things. The peacefulness when your mind is crazy, being able to, to calm your life down by using Qigong. So I certainly have enjoyed it.
And just asking the photographer, how much time do we have left?
8 seconds.
Okay, so thanks everybody for being here. And this is an amazing example of what happens when you do regular Qigong. So here's to Qigong, everybody doing it out there. Thanks for participating.
Well, there you have it. And my sister has been, she's traveled the world. She still is, and very active. And nobody would realize what her age is. And she's been doing this consistently. So we're waiting for Ariel Betti, I believe, right?
Yes. And I'm also typing in the chat, Ariel, so wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi, Ariel Betti is the head master of l'École de l'Énergie. I cannot pronounce it well in French, and is in charge of World Tai Chi and Qigong Day in Tunisia. So, Ariel, you want to say hello to everybody, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, George. Hello, Shogun, and hello, everyone. Okay, so it's a true honor to be here with you today, connected by and with individuals who have dedicated their life to the profound arts of Tai Chi and Qigong, which is actually extremely important for us. And I think we are living in a world where everything is moving too fast, where stress, disconnection, and pressure have become the norm. And yet, we represent something completely different. Okay, we represent people that are willing to take time to be here and now in the present and also send some healing in the world. And that's why I'm extremely grateful to be connected with this community. Tai Chi and Qigong are our practices, but not just practices. They are technologies of awareness, balance of life itself, and through Tai Chi and Qigong, we are creating an internal revolution, and that's why it's really important. So through slow movements, through breath, intention, we rediscover something special, something important, something essential. We rediscover our ability to be fully present, fully alive, and deeply connected. But today I want to go even a step further. Why? Because the real question is not really how do we preserve this art. The real question is how do we make them relevant for the world today? Because we can all agree that peace is deeply needed. We can all agree that the feeling of true connection is truly needed, and also compassion. And from my own personal journey, I've seen this art, and I've seen the power that we can get from Tai Chi and Qigong, the power to transform individuals and also entire environments. The power to improve ourselves, to get clarity, to enhance emotional regulation, and also to develop resilience under pressure. And I think that's why Tai Chi and Qigong are deeply needed today. But the question is also, how do we make Tai Chi and Qigong relevant for the corporate world, for everyone, for the workplace, for education? And that has been a big part of my personal journey and also of my work as a profiler, as a life coach, as a trainer today also. And I think, hello Bill, and I think people like you are extremely important because we become an echo in our different environment in order to help people to also receive the message actually to that. So for example, in 2017, I had the pleasure to invite Bill Douglas and Angela for the very first time in Africa, in Tunis, Tunisia, where we had a great certification with the second promotion of Tai Chi and Qigong teachers in Tunisia. And let's say the connection I had for the World Tai Chi and Qigong Day come from Nicolas Marisic, who was actually one of the first person to promote with Bill the World Tai Chi and Qigong Day to make it relevant in Croatia, and also to attract attention to this event. So next month, actually, we'll have in Tunisia, we'll have a big event, which will be the first time we'll have 10 great masters of Tai Chi and Qigong in Tunisia for a certification, because we need people to teach Tai Chi, Qigong, to spread Tai Chi and Qigong, and also practice of awareness. So we are currently working on 3 documentaries. 2 of them are called the Revolution of Well-being, which is going to talk about how well-being is affecting and also impacting leaders, corporations, embassies in Tunisia and also in Africa. And I will be glad to present it in China, in France, in Spain, and also in different countries in Africa, and hopefully in the States, in order to talk about this great accomplishment.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I love the action photos that you sent me. Just amazing. Very quickly, would you like to do like one of the poses or a movement? Because I was so fascinated by what you sent me. Can you do something?
Okay, yes, why not? So maybe this is the beginning of okay, I have to position the camera in a different way. I don't know if you guys will get something.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe more visual. Yeah, I have to position.
So I'm trying, while he's doing that, I'm trying to answer questions in chat. I'm doing the best I can do while we're hosting this.
Okay, just I don't know if you can see the whole body
Yes,
of
just not your head.
Okay. Okay, maybe now it's better.
Okay, great.
Yes, one might be better. Okay, just a quick movement.
Yeah.
Just
And I hope my students are watching this. See how relaxed his wrists, his joints are. He's flowing. So powerful. Love it. Thank you so much.
okay, thank you guys.
Wonderful. Ariel, I hope we can connect, after the program at some point, okay?
Yes, for sure, for sure, for sure. I think
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
George.
Thank you. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
George, Bill is actually and Angela are in the car. Do we have a minute to
Sure.
tune in with them? So Bill and Angela Douglas, thank you again, Ariel. Bill and Angela Douglas, if you can unmute yourselves. They're on mute. They're driving. Hey, Angela, can you unmute? Okay, so they froze. We knew this might happen. Oh, there they are. So we just can't hear you, Angela. Bill and Angela Douglas, as you all may well know, are the reason that we're having this event today.
Okay.
And yes, they're live. Welcome.
Hi. Hello.
Hi,
How
Angela.
are you?
I hope Bill is driving safely.
Put that on.
So we've had a rocking morning so far, and we can't wait for you to join us later at your event. And
we're having an audio problem. For some reason, we can't put you on speakerphone. Do you guys know how to help us do that?
Well, you're doing great now.
Can hear you now, Bill.
Well, okay, so
here we go. Yeah, we're here.
Bill and Angela Douglas are the originators of World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. It's been an amazing 27 years that started as a grassroots event. They're from Kansas City, and we love Bill's One World, One Breath and the coherence that happens when we all do the practice during today. It's like a worldwide event, and the computers across the world that are picking up the energy are saying that things really calm down on this day.
Yeah.
So, Bill, Bill and
Oh.
Angela want to say a couple words?
Yeah. Do you guys want to hear about the very first World Tai Chi Day?
Yes, we have a couple of minutes.
Okay, yeah, well, we organized for about 6 months. We put posters everywhere. We put leaflets everywhere. We were organizing. And then we pestered the media for months to get them to show up. And then when we got there, we pulled up. It was me and Angie and our 2 kids. And there was nobody there. There was nobody there. And then all of a sudden, about 200 people came walking in from all different directions. And then all the media showed up. And then CNN picked it up. And here we are, 27 years later.
And we had videos today showing from different parts of the world. And we'll be showing more videos as we go along. I just wanted to say that Bill has written a number of books. We've already posted about your free book today, which is thicker than any book I've ever read. This is the 2nd edition.
Well, I had to read a few books that thick to write that book.
The Gospel of Science, which has 30 years of collected research and data on different Tai Chi and Qigong forms. You can get this on Amazon for free today.
Amazon Kindle.
And Kindle. So it's called The Gospel of Science, second edition. Bill has written a number of books, even novels. He's an educator whose work has helped bring these healing arts into greater public and medical awareness internationally. He does have classes in hospitals. Angela Douglas, his wife, is co-founder and business manager of World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. And just between us people, Angela is like the heart of the whole project. Without her, we could not.
Give me too much credit.
We could not do it. She has helped build and organize the event internationally for many years. She is a Tai Chi practitioner with training in, I'm going to mispronounce it, Guangping, Mulan Fan, Mulan Sword, and some Chen style. And every year you can order there you go on Amazon. Every year you can order a different World Tai Chi and Qigong Day t-shirt. George is wearing this year's t-shirt. And I just want to point out that Bill and Angela have never received any income or financial support for this event. It's been totally free. This is the original and the official World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, and we owe a great deal of gratitude and thanks as a community for helping to spread the word on how wonderful these practices are.
Thank you,
Thank you, Siobhan.
We're going to see you a little later too, Bill.
And you and everybody really thank George here, because not only is he ramrodding this whole operation today, but he is our t-shirt model too.
He is the t-shirt model, and I will be wearing different colors later today in the program. So we would like to show Dan Kimball's video right now, Bill and Angela, and we'll hook back up with you later today.
Okay, everybody have a really fun World Tai Chi Day. One world, one breath.
Enjoy your chi. Thanks, Siobhan. Thanks, George.
Love you guys. Thank you.